So, Suzuki have pulled the covers off their new sports bike, the GSX-8R at EICMA, marking the third model line to be produced off their new 800 twin cylinder, which is also seen in the GSX-8S and, of course, the V-Strom 800. So what's on offer? Let's take a quick look. The double overhead cam 776cc parallel twin goes without saying, with 270-degree firing order for character, electronic throttle bodies, 2-in-1 exhaust for Euro 5, and Suzuki's clutch assist system. I still haven't tested this engine out in any form, disappointingly, but hopefully I'll have some free time soon to arrange that, as I'm keen to see if it can match the Honda offering their new 750 twin. Power is 61 kilowatts and torque 78 newton meters for reference there, with a quite impressive 4.2 litres per 100 Ks consumption figure. That's 81 horsepower for anyone still referencing ponies. Looking at the dyno provided, that torque is strong with a couple of ramps in the low to mid range, but drops off noticeably past that mid range. That looks to me like how the MT-07 from Yamaha performs, but there should be a little bit more performance here. Ride modes all reach maximum power too. The power curves are just lower across the mid-range for modes B and C. Naturally, with ride-by-wire, we're seeing a rider aid contingent here too, including rider modes, traction control with 3 settings, a bi-directional quickshifter, and Suzuki Easy Start, which is kind of basic by modern standards, but all you really need alongside the ABS, which we'll get to when we reach the brake loadout. There's also a 5-inch TFT stacked LED headlight with LED position light as part of the full LED lighting package for tail and signals. Now we're seeing a price of 15k right away, or near enough as damn it here in Australia, from 9,439 in the US, and at the moment it's just an estimate, but around the £9,000 mark in the UK, although that's to be confirmed. So this is a bike aimed at competing with a machine like the R7, which is very price driven. We see a no-nonsense steel pipe frame next, with lightweight aluminium swing arm and a separate subframe, cast aluminium wheels clad in Sports Max Road Sport 2 tyres, and forged aluminium handlebars get a mention here too. That's regular tyre sizes, a 120x70 front and a 180x55 rear, both 17-inch of course. Smaller details include frame-mounted headlight to aid steering feel, with mirrors likewise mounted, while the windscreen is apparently more touring than sport designed. Showa, meanwhile, provide the suspension, separate function fork, big piston, and a link-type shock, with Suzuki promising smooth, controllable and agile and stable rides. Adjustability seems to be just preload at the rear, which is very basic, even for a quite value-driven mid-capacity sport. Of course, the Showa BPF are a pretty decent system, but the R7 for instance has fully adjustable forks and adds rebound at the shock, and will be about the same price range. The dual 4-pot calipers on the front end are also mated to 310mm rotors for what should be generous stopping power. ABS is of course standard too, and the rear runs a 240mm rotor with a single piston slide caliper. Nissan provide those calipers. The fuel tank meanwhile holds 14 litres, while not huge should get you places, maybe not 300 kilometers of places, but 250 should be easy. The final note is of course styling. The GSX-8R looks fresh with nice clean lines and reminds me of the bygone days of the more basic or detuned 650 sports bikes, just ramping up the specifications to a much more impressive and competitive level. Ergonomics, while a sports bike, are also focused on rider comfort according to Suzuki, with this bike seeming to get a bit of a sports tourer approach here rather than going the full super sport, which can be quite punishing for many riders and no doubt chases away potential buyers. At least that's my take when I see words like long distance comfort. What that really equates to for the average rider will be interesting to see. Overall, I'm pretty happy to see this kind of offering from Suzuki. It'd be great to see this segment grow as a more usable mid-range sports bike, with pure supersports really on the decline. I guess I'd like to have seen adjustable suspension, but the price is pretty competitive, so I can't complain too much there, and it's a good looking machine. That headlight isn't too bad either. Not sure I'd buy one over a GSX-8S, but I spent my years on a sports bike and have moved on. Let me know what you think and which of the colour options you prefer. Yellow would be my pick, followed by blue, white and then black. As always, stay safe out there and thanks for watching. Hit that like button if you're still here too.